Yeah, this is going to be weird.
Yeah.
Where's the chat?
Where is the chat?
Well, the chat is actually with us right now. We're just not with the chat in this very moment.
Well, she's like some weird, like, paradox.
Well, usually I can ignore you by like reading the chat. So I guess I'm just like with you for this whole show. Just you and I.
Don't sound too enthused about it.
Oh, mate, I'm stoked, mate. Happy days. It's a dream come true.
Right. I do look really pale. Anyways.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of the Biased Footy Show here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. I'm your host, Terry. This is Ari. We are here to discuss everything around the AFL. We're going to go through basically every single match upcoming this week. Maybe we can touch on our tips from last week shortly. We will obviously do that because I didn't do very well. Ari wants to remind me that I didn't do very well. That's fine. But we're going to go through.
When you don't do very well, you don't do very well.
It is what it is, mate. You know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. But yes, we're going to go through every game, and within each game, we're going to go through all the themes and issues that are arising, and have a bit of fun with it. Always have a bit of fun. And those of you who are watching this, you're watching this as a premiere, so you know I'll be in the chat for a little bit. Ari might pop in for a little bit, so we can chat amongst ourselves. Keep in mind we're filming this Tuesday afternoon.
Wow, Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, Tuesday afternoon. Man, shut up, Ari. Fuck off, mate.
Yeah, well, go on then. Distract yourself with the chat. What you can't. You have to face.
I can't. Right? I have to focus on your head. So anyway, that's the show, Ari. It is good to have you.
Thank you. You know, it's good to be had.
How's your breezy day going?
Breezy day. I actually worked, mate. So that was a pretty stressful day at work, actually. Although funny that you mentioned it. I was actually going to bring it up. I'm in an office full of Collingwood supporters, and very quiet this morning.
Silent.
Which was, not a lot, not a lot, which I thought was quite interesting because considering the events of the weekend. But look, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them the benefit of the doubt for 1 week. If this becomes a trend, I'll be having some words. Don't you worry about that.
Okay. How did you go last week with your tips?
2 from 2, mate. So it's called having ball knowledge, which maybe you could take a hint, take a tip.
Yeah, I guess I could. Yep. I am the worst tipper known to man, and I know that.
Nice safety blanket you just put in there for yourself.
I mean, like the Hawks, fair enough. I should have just believed in them. But Collingwood, I mean, fair enough, lose, but not like that. Like, you know.
Yeah, true. The very ironic thing was I was sitting in an Uber on the way to a 21st birthday on Saturday night and sitting next to a Collingwood supporter, and he looked at my ladder predictions, which I posted on Twitter, and he laughed in my face about the Giants being top. So,
fair enough.
Talking the talk 1 weekend. So,
hey, guess what?
What?
Opening round's done, and so everyone can stop complaining about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know what? I'm glad because I'm willing to stop complaining about it now as well. So,
yeah, I don't think anyone will ever stop complaining about anything.
Yeah, but imagine a world where everyone was agreeing with everyone. How boring would that be?
Yeah, that's true. There's no such thing as utopia.
A utopia is actually a dystopia, if you think about it.
It's not, but I get it.
Yeah, but imagine if everyone agreed with each other.
We'd get nowhere. Yeah, we'd get absolutely nowhere. That's why we discuss, mate. That's why we have platforms and we engage in discussion.
Engage our minds, thoughts, and energies.
Yes. Hey, listen, we've got a lot to get through. We've got a full slate of games to get through, and we're going to use these games as a guide for the themes and issues coming up. So let's start with Thursday night, mate. 7:30 at the MCG. What is on your mind when it comes to Carlton and Richmond in general from the clubs, or what comes to mind?
This is probably the most I don't want to say one-sided because the game hasn't happened yet, but this is probably the most Carlton favorited Carlton Richmond game in general I've been conscious of. I know we smacked them by a fair bit, kind of late 2000s. So can't quite remember those. And ever since basically before the game in 2022, we'd only beaten them once in the previous decade. So I think that kind of shows the tale of the story there, or twice in that previous decade. I don't know. So yeah, it's very weird because obviously from what I can remember, it's always been we've been the underdogs, and even the last couple of years, it's like we've been favourites, but not by a lot. Even last year, it felt like the Tigers could probably do something, and they did show quite a lot in that game. But this year, it's like not only should we should win by a considerable margin.
I did my preview earlier today, and I was talking about the margin. There's no margin. It's almost like a no-win situation. So
I agree. Yeah.
The more the margin for Carlton, the less credit will be given because it'll be, it's just Richmond. You'll stop acting like you've won the premiership. The lesser the margin, the more criticism because it's like, you should have won by more. And then a loss is nuke the joint. Voss out, Frank Zombo, front door of Icon Park, Friday morning. Just want to have a look at him. Can you really win? Is there a specific margin which would give Carlton credit?
I mean, realistically, who cares about the outside noise, right? I mean, it's easier said than done. But I think anything in the triple figures is something that we can kind of look at as like a point of being like, if we do rock up on Thursday night and beat them by 15 goals, which probably won't happen because despite the age and the makeup of that team, there's still enough leadership and quality there to make it respectable, in my opinion. Or maybe I'm just giving Richmond a little bit too much credit. But the fear is that it becomes a slog. And that's like last year. That's the fear. That's the fear.
Okay. I think we'll move on because that game's going to be spoken about a lot on this channel.
True. I mean, it's the second point that I've got down here on the run sheet. Is there a world in which you think that, because this has been actually floated around by a couple of people in the media, if Carlton do rock up there on Thursday night and win by 130 points, is at the end of Carlton Richmond for the foreseeable as the season opener?
Oh, that's actually a great question. Chat, what do you think? Would this be the last Carlton Richmond Thursday night opener if the Blues actually come out and just dominate?
Because even when we were terrible, we always rocked up to a certain extent, at least. We always gave not the worst account of ourselves. 2019, we clawed it back and got it within touchy distance. 2018, we kicked the first 5 goals of the game and kept it tight until halfway through the second quarter, or last quarter, I should say.
Can you say that again? Can you say that again and slow it down a little bit?
Why?
Please. Maybe it was the connection. I feel like you just sprinted that out of your mouth.
So, from which bit?
Whatever you just said, I missed it because it was so fast.
I'll start my point again. The reason why I say this is because even when Carlton have been really bad, we've always kind of shown a little bit in these type of games. Like I said, 2019, we kept it relatively close for the majority of it, probably barring poor first quarter. 2018, we kicked the first 5 goals of the game. So even when we were terrible, we always kind of kept it relatively competitive. Whereas I feel like if this game is totally non-competitive and it will look to be that sort of projection of a game for the foreseeable future, because Richmond will be in a rebuild, Carlton are probably in their premiership window. It's just an interesting thought, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know the answer to the question. Personally, I think, I don't know. I feel like the narrative will eventually overcome. We'll have the AFL. I do think it'll be the last one. I think they'll change it.
Interesting.
I don't think they should, but I think that they will. So
interesting.
Let's see. Hey, next up, Friday night, Hawthorn, Essendon. Oh, you know what? What are you doing Friday night?
Nothing planned at the moment.
Do you want to come to the game?
Wow. Sure.
Yeah, I have a spare ticket. I don't know who to take. There's no one available.
Sure. Yeah, I'll come.
All right. We're going on Friday night.
Matt. Yes. I'm stoked.
It's funny because I've been thinking about it. I'm like, who do I know? I have Essendon supporter friends. They're not available. Same with Hawks. And I'm like, oh, I want to go. And I will go by myself if no one can come with me. And now I just realized you would come. So
hold on, wait. Is this like special Ted the Garney tickets, like behind glass sort of operation?
You're just coming to the footy with me. Don't ask questions. Don't ask
anything.
That's
fine. You know what? I'll back you. I'll back you in.
You're coming. So anyway, we're going to the game Friday night, 14th of March, 7:40. The Hawks. Wow.
Yeah. Wow, indeed. They kept on keeping on from last year, didn't they?
You know, I thought I always feel with new players, particularly good new players, it might take a couple of games to just gel, especially in a backline where you've got to have subconscious connection with your other defenders. You would not have known that Barris and Battle were playing their first game for the club. So what's that? Is that great coaching? Is that just a great system? Is that just the players are great and they're able to just figure it out? Or is it just all of the above?
Well, I don't know if you watched the full Sweat documentary that 7 Productions and Hawthorn did over their preseason. I didn't watch it in its entirety either. However, I did hear and read about. They spoke a little bit of Tom Barris, and they said that he wasn't getting it early in preseason, and he wasn't gelling, and he wasn't because obviously, I mean, maybe it's a game style. I think West Coast and Hawthorn play a completely different game style to them, but it took him a while to gel. And now that I think he's almost found that, like the dam wall sort of broke in that sense, and now he's like already kind of fully adjusted. Only a game in, he's probably one of the best, definitely in the top 10 best key defenders in the competition. Just probably hasn't been able to show it because he's just been bombarded with inside 50s for the last couple of years. Playing in a side where they're going to dominate majority of the games, you'd think, based on what we saw on Friday night. And even with inside 50s that do come in, will not be of as good a quality because they're a good side defensively. So there'll be shallow entries or rushed kicks or whatever. So his assets will just be kind of exemplified. He really impressed me. It was probably, I think Will Day was best on ground, but he wasn't far behind.
He was pretty good. Yeah. I mean, they're kicking. When you watch games, do you ever say, oh, why can't we do that? Are you one of those?
Not right now.
I do. When I watch Hawthorn play, when I watch teams kick the ball at an elite level, I just say to myself, like corridor kicks, I'm just like, wow, like we just don't do that. Or when they're sprinting and it just looks quick. But I think other teams would say, wow, I wish we had a Charlie Curnow, Jacob Wiedering and these types. So maybe it goes both ways. But they were impressive and they will not be 0-3.
No, they won't.
They will not. They will not be 0-3.
Actually, touching on that point, I'm actually the complete opposite of that. As in, what do you mean? I don't like when people be like, why can't we do this? Why can't we do that? How about we look at what we actually have? You know what I mean?
Well, I do it for the best teams, not every team.
Yeah, but still, I don't know.
You know? Because the benchmark is the benchmark. I don't think Carlton is the benchmark yet.
Well, let's become the benchmark.
Oh, mate, I'm with you. Let's become the benchmark.
Yeah, there was a lot of discourse on Twitter as well on Friday night, which is, of course, we all know the oracle of football discourse. Yeah, I know.
We're banning Twitter talk.
Why? That's like 50% of my shtick.
This is the problem. Get a new shtick.
No.
Twitter's poison, man. That thing will kill you one day.
Nah, well, only if you know how to. It's good crack if you know how to use it. And just don't get.
I rate that you just use the phrase "good crack." Like I really rate that. That's depth.
What depth in vocabulary?
Just depth. That was good. Good. I didn't expect you to say that. That was okay.
Thanks. Yeah, I just feel like if you just know how to use it and don't get sucked in, and just look at the funny bits of it, I think it's good.
The Bombers, can they show something? I think they can win this game.
I mean, yeah, they can. They won it last year. Completely different proposition, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Obviously, Kako's confirmed debut today, which probably doesn't come as much shock. So, it'll be good. It'll be good to see him get a run around on the G. You'd expect there to be 85, 90,000 there probably. It just depends on which Essendon side shows up, because historically they've started seasons pretty well, especially under Brad Scott, who's just signed a 1-year extension on his deal, which I think is just totally bizarre.
Let's unpack it. Why?
Because they've capitulated in the last 2 years and have shown no signs of progress.
No signs of progress. No, I think if you're looking at the Bombers from a long-term point of view, like 5 years, like I don't mind where they're at.
I think they're relying on. I think they're relying on. Yeah, sorry.
If you're looking at them as a premiership, like ready to start making the 6, then yeah, okay, fair enough. I just think my perception outside looking in. So if you are an Essendon supporter, please let us know what you think in the chat or in the comments below. I just think they've embraced the reality of where they're really at, and they're going to be building around no longer. I don't know if they picture their best team where, you know, Parrish is leading it and maybe he'll still be there, but and McGrath, I just think this new crop coming through is them. I think that's the best of them.
Who's the new crop?
So the Caddies, the Kakos, the Perkins, the Hobbs. I think those guys are the ones that are going to be it for them.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I entirely agree. I agree with the sentiment that is their future.
Yeah.
I just don't see why you would there's a present as well, right? And I think I don't think their forward line is much, especially now that Stringer's gone. Peter Wright has just fallen off a cliff proverbially, right? You're relying a lot on Caddy, you're relying a lot on Kako already, right? And defensively, they're relying on players who are very volatile, both via their body and with their form, in Mackay, Ridley, and Reid. I do like their midfield, but like how far can an elite midfield take you when your bookends aren't up to standard?
Yeah, they're in a weird spot. They're in a weird spot right now.
Yeah, really weird spot.
Well, we'll see. Okay. I'm guessing you're going to tip the Hawks for this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Then, how good's this, man? Like triple header Saturday in the living room, chilling.
Yeah.
Starts at 1:20.
If only it was colder, but that's fine. The cold will come.
Yeah. So 1:20 p.m. Geelong, Fremantle, Saturday, 15th of March. GMHBA, interesting what you've got written down here. I like what you've done here. That Freo have won 4 from the last 7 times at GMHBA.
Including a final?
Including a final. I mean, by the way, cracking slate of football matchups this weekend.
Yeah, if only this was the first round of the season, but no.
Yeah. So, where do you place Freo? Where's Freo in your mind?
I think Freo are so close to being there. I think their defense is probably one of the best in the competition. I think their midfield has the makings of being so well-rounded and so balanced that it can match it up with anyone. And it's got the individual talent there for people like Sarong, Brayshaw, Young to break a game open. And their forward line's been the issue. And I think with another year of development into Tracy, into Amos, and then bringing in Shea Bolton, who I think will probably play more forward than midfield, I think they've got the makings of it. The top 14 for sure, and especially considering they should win all of their games at home.
I think they're, if they had Jager O'Meara when he first moved from Hawthorn, now I think they'd be perfect. I like O'Driscoll. I like these Erasmus. I think after their three, Brayshaw, Sarong, Hayden Young. Well, I don't know if Hayden Young is going to be ready to play. He might, but I think after that, it just need one more, probably two, but one more.
Well, I drafted Murphy Reid, I think his name is.
Murphy Reid. Yeah, it could be him. It could definitely be him.
So it's that. But realistically, those guys don't really need to have a stack of it. You look at, taking Carlton for example, you've got the main three of Cripps, Walsh, and Chera fully fit. And then you got your bit parts with your Hewitts, your Lords, your Hollands, who don't need to rack up 25, 30. Just got to do their job. I reckon
you're Hewitt's short there. Hewitt's a little bit more than just like the bit player. I think he's part of the four.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then, but okay. That's probably the correct opinion. But point kind of still stands in the fact that the second rung don't need to have the 30. They can have the 18, the 19, the 20, and play that selfless kind of role, which I think players like Erasmus and I like O'Driscoll a lot.
What about the Cats?
Well, the breaking news that Caroline Wilson broke yesterday about the soft cap auditing. Shaking your head as if you either A, don't want to talk about it, or B, can't be bothered, or C, don't believe it.
I don't not believe it. If it's true, I'd be very curious to see what sort of punishments we're talking about. Also, if it's true, I just struggle to believe that they didn't know that it was happening at the time. Like, everyone knows everything, about what's going on. Like, it all gets out eventually. And something so blatant like that, how did that fly under the radar?
Well, I'm not an accountant.
No, I know, but there's an integrity unit, reporting of salary.
Well, you're the lawyer, so you should know.
Yeah, I just think it's so. Maybe I'm giving the head office at the AFL too much credit to be on top of such things, but yeah, I just find it a bit weird. There's something about Geelong that I don't know. I think most clubs would maybe implode with what is around them in terms of narrative and salary cap, and you got this emerging criminal matter, this story emerging. There's a lot going on. And maybe it's a testament to Geelong, their ability to just get on with it. But I sense that it's about to fall apart. I don't know.
There seems a lot brewing below the surface, so I guess time will be our best friend in that regard.
Yeah. So on the one hand, I really believe in Geelong because it's Geelong and experience and one of the best coaches in the league, if not the best, and all of that. But zooming out a little bit more, there's just a bit happening that I don't know if that's going to affect them on the field, but we'll see. I think Freo can get the job done here.
Yeah, I agree. I'll tip them. So, yeah. But watch for. I don't know if he's going to play, but just can't wait for Jack Martin to kick 45 goals and make the All-Australian team and play 23 games. It's going to be great.
It's so sickening. So sickening. Okay. What about Sydney and Brisbane? The grand final rematch. This is at 4:15 p.m. at the SCG. Sydney have had a game to play to prepare. Do you just write that one off as just a regulation loss? Do you draw much into what happened last week? Or do you think, they'll be better this week?
Well, I'm not quite concerned, but I think they're being exposed now for what they don't have, rather than being able to kind of use what they did have last season, if that makes sense. Like last year, Sydney was so good because they put just so much speed on the ball with Gordon, Warner, Heaney, Rowbottom being that anchor in the middle and just letting those guys loose. And that was that kind of, I wouldn't say put papered over the cracks, but when you look at their tall forward line, Amadi, McDonald, and McLean last year weren't amazing, but they got two goals a game basically from Heaney. Gordon chipped in, Warner chipped in, Papley, Hayward. These guys chipped in and were always constantly there. Now that McLean's out of the side, McDonald's injured, they've swung McCartan forward, which has limited their other big asset, and that's Nick Blakey off halfback, who's basically having to play as essentially a second key defender, which is like talk about judging a fish for its tree climbing abilities. Like, come on, it's just not good enough.
What did you just say?
Judging a fish for its tree climbing abilities.
Judging a fish for its tree climbing abilities. To say that Blakey's not a key defender or not really one-on-one? Is that what you mean?
Well, you're leaving him out to dry when his best asset is his ability to run and carry, and you're making him play on a second key tall. And I think they're lucky that Hawthorn, before Sicily went back, it was just Chol and then a bunch of midfielders and midgets. And then you've got, this week with Brisbane, probably lucky as well that they don't have a big key forward contingent. Come up against Carlton with fully fit Charlie Curnow and Harry Mackay and Brody Camp, and it becomes a different story. But I just did not like what they did structurally on Friday night. Yeah. I'm
not ready to give up on the Swans just yet. I think there's a bit of an adjustment to make. I think they got star power that can maybe help paper over the cracks. Like Chad Warner did things that, he's something special. He's something really special. Like he transcends. Like there's a few players in the game that can really be the difference makers, and he's clearly one of them. The way he plays and the way he gets them going and the way he evades traffic and he's powerful and all of that. So, yeah. And then the Lions, this whole cyclone which is happening, by the time people are watching this, I'm hoping that it's done, that the cyclone has passed.
I think the worst of it has come and gone, thankfully.
Yeah. You mentioned here about the preparation. Will it help or hinder the Lions? First match since winning the flag. I don't know. Like Link McCarthy's just done an ACL on the same knee as last year, which is just rotten. Horrific. So, we'll wait and see. Who would you tip?
I think Brisbane will win.
Brisbane at the SCG. Why?
Why? Hawthorn were very quick and Hawthorn were very quick, and they also dominated from stoppage as well. Especially, I think early on they asserted themselves in that avenue of the game, and I think once the rain came, that kind of showed that a little bit more towards the back end. And I think with Ashcroft, who's above you there, Neil, the other Ashcroft and your Dunkley's and these guys, I think it'll overpower a errorless midfield, I think, and get the job done.
I'm tempted to tip the Swans, but I won't because I have the Lions dominating this year. So,
who are we tipping for Freo Geelong? By the way, I don't think you said.
I said Freo.
Correct.
Okay, Western Bulldogs and your boys North Melbourne with the big chominator, chomp, company, chomp, chomp, chomp.
It's actually Chom. There's no P, but that's fine.
What are your thoughts?
Can we just acknowledge that it's Chom, CHOM, no P?
Yeah, I didn't say chomp. I said chom. Chom.
Yeah, okay. All right, mate. Realistically, I know this is very harsh to say for a side that has finished in the bottom four for the last 5 years, 6 years. North Melbourne have to win this game.
North what, sorry?
North Melbourne have to win this game.
North Melbourne have to win this game. Well, they can really ignite something by winning the game. Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, for a side that is like this is it now, right? Like in terms of they've had their years of rebuilding, and now their list is in a position where they need to start making strides. Like they need to start making strides results wise. I think we saw the performances last year. Like they should have beat Collingwood, they should have beat Melbourne, they should have beat West Coast down in Tassie. They played a couple, like they arguably should have beat us the second time as well. So their performances were there, they just weren't able to get over the line. I think now is the year where they need to start turning those good 3.5 quarters into wins, and a Bulldogs team that is already under pressure with the Bevo situation and all that stuff, and then include the omissions of Jamara, Waitman, Bont, Richards, Jones, Johannesson. Like that's 6 starting 22 players. I think I might be missing one. Treloar as well.
Also missing.
Yeah, Treloar missing as well. Depleted midfield against North, in which that is their best area. I think they have to win the game.
Are you going to tip North?
Yeah.
I'm going to tip the Dogs. You know why?
Why?
It's not about who. It's about how. I think the Dogs will find a way.
Interesting.
Yeah. And, just think of David Teague saying, when the players try it over hard, like I think North will get so caught up in like they have to win this game and maybe it'll be working against them. I don't know. I would like to see North win because I would like to see them activated. And I think in the position that they're in, you get that early win in this fixture, especially like you just activate that fan base, which would be cool because they're, like it's time for them to start rising. But I just think I'll still tip the Dogs.
Yeah, great. Can I backtrack? I thought you didn't believe in David Teague saying that they tried too hard.
Sorry?
I thought you didn't believe in trying too hard.
No, you can try too hard. It's when you focus on the result too much, not the process.
Yeah, but I thought you didn't believe in trying too hard.
What do you mean?
I thought, anyways, we can move on. I thought that
you're right.
I just thought you didn't subscribe to the fact that you could try too hard.
You can try and focus too hard on the result to your detriment.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, maybe one day it'll make sense.
Yeah, to you.
No, it already makes sense to me, but maybe one day it'll make sense to you.
No, it makes sense to me.
All right, so you're having a little episode right now. We'll just let you get it off your chest. Like you just let me know when you're done, and we can continue.
Look. I just think you're. Yeah. No, let's just move on.
Okay. No. You just let me know to say I'm ready to move on, and I'm ready to move forward with this show, and I'll continue when you're ready.
No, it's all right. So.
That's it. So you have a glass of water, and then we'll just continue on because I don't know what that was. Are you going to be tipping North Melbourne?
Yes.
Are you going to be tipping North Melbourne?
I will be tipping.
Okay. So now we're going to move. We've got a couple more games to go, and then we're gonna wrap up the show. So stay with me, Ari.
You're an idiot.
Well, me, fuck off.
Yeah. I asked the question and you just went on the attack.
No, but then I answered it and you asked it again. I'm like, okay, you're on one. So that's okay. Mate, I'm here to understand, you got a journey to go.
Okay, just fucking talk it up next time.
Nice try, but you're going to have to be a lot better than that.
Thank God we're not doing this live, I tell you.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm right. I'm so right.
Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. at the same time as what we just spoke about. Collingwood and Port Adelaide.
Your boys.
Wow.
Your boys. You going to this one as well? Yeah, with your Port scarf.
No, I don't think I'll go to this one. I think I'll be watching this one from home. No, I think this is, for me, this is a Saturday triple header, lounge room, cook some food in the morning, play tennis in the morning, cook lunch.
No,
it's like back to back to back, you know?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Are you overreacting or underreacting to the Pies last week?
I think I'm reacting.
Okay.
I look, the fact is they were clearly underprepared. Like, clearly underprepared. I think when your fittest player is cramping, it fish rots from the head, right? So if your fittest player is cramping, then then that kind of tells a story of the fact that most likely the entire list was underprepared. I think it's very concerning that Scott Pendlebury ended up having the most centre bounces for Collingwood on the day. I think considering that I thought has moved to a pretty semi-permanent halfback role.
Yeah.
I understand no DeGoey, I understand no Mitchell, but like you'd probably expect that kind of to be like the torch to be passed in a sense. I thought their forward entries were not up to standard. Membry didn't have the best first outing. He's saving all of his goals for when he plays us, as per. So yeah,
Stop
but
putting
I
that
also
out there, even though it's probably true. Stop it.
well, the numbers don't lie.
The numbers don't lie.
The numbers
Sick.
don't lie. So yeah, the Giants were very good. But they also bullied Collingwood, and I think Port were probably the quickest team that I watched in pre-season, especially their game against St Kilda. They ripped them apart in transition. So I know Rosie's been deemed fit. Rosie, Butters, Horn Francis, these guys who can really get and go and use that run and carry on a big turf of the G. Yeah, don't know.
Yeah. I think they'll bounce back, although I think this is going to be potentially game of the round.
Not Carlton Richmond?
Nah, I think this will be a cracker of a game. I'm really looking forward to this one. There's a few good ones. I just think this one will be it. I think the Pies will just look better by virtue of just responding and having a game under their belt. And then I just think Port. I think we're going to see an inspired Port Adelaide this year. I do believe that they really love Ken. I really do believe that, and I think everyone's kind of accepted what's happening. And like I said to you last week, there can be a beauty in having closure before the ending of something happens. Like you can know that something's about to end and put all your energy into the moment. So I'm looking forward. I think Port will be up and about.
Why does this not surprise me? I'm glad you
How
brought
good?
Ken.
Oh, seriously, how good is the trumpets? It's great.
Yeah, love their grand final appearances as well. It's been awesome.
Adelaide, St Kilda.
God, settle in for this one, folks.
Do you reckon this could be a good game?
It could. Emphasis on the could. I could also fly, but I probably won't.
Are you a believer in Adelaide or St Kilda?
Not St Kilda. I think we spoke about this last week. I think they're going to crash and burn, with all due respect.
Well,
what?
No, fair enough. Go bang.
The Adelaide Football Club, however, jury's out for mine. I think it depends on how much improvement they get out of Soligo. If Rankin can refine his form before his untimely hamstring injury last season, Dawson can keep on keeping on, and if Thorthorpe and Fogarty can actually start asserting themselves on the competition, I think that will go a long way.
I think they're going to be very exciting again. You can see the change to this slingshot game. Rory Laird's behind the ball again now. I think the Crows will win this game.
Yeah, I agree.
And then there's the D's and the Giants Sunday.
Can we do a crowd prediction for this one?
For the Melbourne GWS game?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do a crowd prediction. What do you think?
26,500.
Melbourne Giants 26. 26,500. Wow, like that's. I'm gonna go less.
Oh God, jeez.
I'm gonna go 20. I'm gonna go like 23,700.
Interesting.
Yeah. Giants slick, also gritty. You lose Kieran Briggs during the game after already losing Tom Green and Jesse Hogan and Jack Stringer and these types. Fun fact, Kieran Briggs was the first ruck that I drafted in my draft fantasy team.
That is such a fun fact. I'm sure we're all great. Well, I'm sure we're all better off. I'm sure we're better off for that insight.
Funnest facts of all.
Hey, Chad, how much fun did you have hearing that fact? God, yeah. I'm beaming with joy after that. Do you want to hear who I drafted with my second pick in my Keeper League draft?
Who?
Sam Davidson from the Dogs, because I panicked.
Why did you do that?
Because I panicked. It's I should classify. It's the second year of a Keeper League draft. So all like Dacos wasn't on the board, or like these types. But like I picked like who else did I like Darcy, like Jacob Wading was still on the board, for example.
I mean, I rate Davidson a lot. I just don't know about your second pick, but hey, it happens. Can't tip, can't play fantasy. Story of my life.
Yep.
Yep.
What else? And yet you're doing a show based on the league.
Sorry?
And yet you're doing a show talking about the league.
No.
What?
No, not doing the show talking about the league.
You are doing a show. This is what we're doing.
Oh, you mean this league? I thought you were talking about the fantasy league.
No. Who cares about that?
I don't know. People might. I do. I actually canned it. I was doing it last year. And then this year I've decided, we're talking about the real league.
Good on you. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, the D's. Are they going to bounce back, or is it just all a projection like an Instagram couple?
Well, that seems like it has some venom behind it. Yeah, well, you spoke about it last week. You spoke about it last week a little bit. Yeah, I guess only time will tell. I think we'll find out at 5 p.m. on Sunday afternoon if Brad Green's words are true. Their midfield will be gone, tapping down to Viney, Petrarca, and Oliver, which fully fit is probably the best three in the competition. And it also helps that they have probably the best ruckman of our generation, tapping it down to them. So if they get back on song, if their defense starts to hold up like it did a couple of years ago, they've shown they can find success without elite talent forward of the ball. I think it's just going to have to come from the system rather than individuals.
In a really weird way, I see the D's winning this.
I don't.
I look at it similar to the North Melbourne situation where you just got to win, get your fans on board, get them excited early season. But the Giants did prove a lot last week. So I think I'll end up tipping the Giants, but just surely the D's will give something in round one. Maybe they'll fall away later in the year. I just think they'll give something early.
They might, but I just think the Giants look ridiculous. I just think they look absurd. I think Finn Callahan proved that he's probably worth $20 million instead of 17. He's just a theatre, as we would say. Absolute just behemoth of a human and a person. And when you get a player that can run as powerfully as what he can and also use the ball, like his finish for that goal in the first quarter was off the charts. So imagine that midfield when Tom Green comes back and they're kicking it to the Coleman medalist instead of the players that they'll kick to on Sunday afternoon.
That's true.
So shout out, shout out Darcy Jones though, doing it for the small blokes. My guy, and Binger.
Are you a quickster like Darcy Jones? Is that you? Is that your game?
Mine?
Mm.
Absolutely not. No, I'm a sit at the fall of the ball and get taken high and kick goals from free kicks.
Oh, okay. I think we went through this last year. You're Guinea.
Yeah, I'm Guinea. Yeah.
Oh, I can just imagine.
I'm Guinea, but like a likable version. You like me? You like me?
I tolerate you.
Yeah, I thought that'd be the answer. No, that's great. That's all right. It's only my free time. I'm giving up for this. That's all good.
You're getting way more out of this than what I am, young man.
Oh wow, I was up for a backhander. Second show in.
All right. West Coast, Gold Coast.
Who do you like? Yeah, who cares? Who cares?
I'll give you another fun fact.
Here we go. Matt Flynn was your second ruckman that you picked.
No. The first pick that my team had, we had pick 12 in a 12-man draft, and we wanted Tim English with their first pick, get the rucks out of the way. He went a few picks before us, so we picked Noah Anderson with our first pick. And he will be captaining my fantasy team this Sunday while he plays against the West Coast Eagles.
What's your fantasy team name?
Hashem's Blues.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mine's a Webster's shoulder.
Webster's shoulder?
Shoulder, yeah.
Oh.
Because
like Jimmy Webster's shoulder?
Yeah, into Jai Simpkins' head.
Nice.
Thanks.
So you don't care about this game? Don't care about either club? Not a believer in either club? Like just...
Well, I'm a believer in the Suns. It's more kind of 6:10 Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. Graveyard shift, really.
Do you think it's a statement if the Suns win this game? Because like they're traditionally not good away from home.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't go as far as calling it a statement, but I would say that it's a game that if they win comfortably, that we go, there's a sign of progress.
Okay.
I think I think they're in a position where their only real sort of measure of success is that if they win comfortably. Because if they lose, abject failure. If they win and scrape by, you're thinking surely they're past that point now. But if they rock up and win by 10, 11 goals, then you're thinking, okay, that's the first building blocks for a team that has taken that next step of being the 11 to, or maybe 12 to 9 to being that 8 to 5 sort of team. But yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you'll tip the Suns? Yeah, no, I tend to agree with you. They'll be close to the 8 in the way I've got them playing this year. Close.
Yeah,
I can see them doing what Fremantle did last year, maybe being right up there and then just falling away late before the year after making it. But yeah, I think Suns will win.
Yeah, I've got them 8th for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got them 8th. And I've got the Eagles, unsurprisingly, second last.
Fair. Which game does Richmond win this season, if any?
It's a great question. They win a game, and they probably win 2. I think the reality in which a team does not win a game for the entire year, I don't think we're there anymore. I think there's enough talent in the league. Like, I think Richmond have enough there that Taranto can have 40, kick 2, and Tom Lynch can wind back the clock and kick 6 in a game. It'll probably be like North or West Coast.
Just don't be Carlton.
No. It won't. Would be piss funny if it's Essendon though.
Just for the sake of having a laugh, just to entertain a thought, which is highly unlikely to happen. What if the Tigers got it done Thursday night? Oh, dude.
Yeah. Like, I don't... Like, would it be... It wouldn't be funny, would it?
Man.
It wouldn't be funny. It would only be funny if we're hosting a prelim. That's the only way it would become funny.
Oh man, like just imagine the scenes, like the overreaction. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so let's put ourselves in this reality. Would you
Okay.
rather, if we had to lose, would
Yeah.
you rather a minute to go, lay Law out of a pack, snap goal, put him in front by 4 points, and they hold on, or would you rather close game, they kick two late goals in the third quarter, and then with 5 minutes to go, they kick a goal to put them 20 points up, and then that they kill the game from there?
I don't know. What would you rather?
Yeah, I don't know. No,
Just like the whole ecosystem, like opposition fans on Twitter, the fan cams,
it would
the media.
it would be the best fan cam session of all time.
It was like it'd be like batten down the hatches. No one's talking to anyone. We're getting back to work. No interviews. It'd be chaos.
So I think if I'm not mistaken, this is one of the more absurd. So this relates to my point. Just let me land. I love watching the old episodes of the Footy Show. So 2012, 2011, 2013 is my era. And obviously that was when the Suns and the Giants came into the league. And obviously when they did their predictions, they would show the game with the bookies odds. And some of the odds were $16 to 1 for the Giants to beat prime Hawthorn. And you're thinking, yeah, that's fair enough. These days you don't really see it. The worst you see is $4, $5, $6. Without indulging in this too much, the Tigers are $10.50.
Yeah.
That is that is as close to expansion team first season levels of favoritism. So there's I don't know.
Yeah. I'll just give it a thought for the sake of being balanced and seeing the other side, and
Okay. Question: what would have been worse if we lost to West Coast at the back end of last year, or if it was on Thursday?
Thursday.
You reckon?
Yeah, well, West Coast was kind of like.
But that would have knocked us out.
They were playing well. From memory, didn't they have a couple of weeks prior to that where they were kind of up and about? Have I got that right?
Yeah, well, they weren't horrendous, but my point was more being they would have knocked us out of finals, and doing it to West Coast, who we probably should beat, sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Both pretty bad, but luckily it's not going to happen.
Yeah. What if they kick I'll tell you what I would want to happen. I really want I don't really want them to, but it would be funny if they kicked the first goal.
Richmond? Well, what if they kick the first 5 like we did in 2018?
Oh. At what stage do you start getting worried? Because I think if they kick the first goal, it's whatever first. Second goal, it's they kick 2. I think if they kick the first 7, I'm like, oh no.
Nah, man. Nah. Carlton, cut the shit. They need to lock in. Enough. Well, they need to grow up. I need to grow up. Grow up. Cut the shit. Get the job done. And I think they will.
Hopefully.
So,
inshallah. At what stage do we start resting players?
I mean, they've had 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking they've had 2 weeks off. Should be as fresh as ever.
True.
Yeah.
God, what a bleak potential existence we could live on Thursday night.
Well, we will have a good chat about it next week. We will be playing Thursday again, which means this show will be pre-recorded again, which means the live chat won't be with us next week either. But again, you're live with us in the chat while we're doing this show. It's just not a direct live chat where we can pull up your comments on the screen. Ari, I think we did well to get that in an hour.
Yeah, I wonder how long it takes till these get to 1 hour 50 sort of levels, what happened last year.
I hope they don't.
Thanks. I think that's all right.
No, I think we can be like quality over quantity. 1 hour, done.
Yeah, but I think we can go. I think we can go quality. We can go
Of
quality for
course.
6 hours.
Yeah, but like your version of quality is just like picking an argument over nothing, just for the sake of arguing.
No, it's not.
Okay.
That's not my level of quality.
Okay.
You says the one who asked me what my love language was an hour ago.
Yeah, I guess. But I
quality?
wasn't arguing with you. That was a bit of fodder, like time wasting.
Time wasting. So
Yeah.
you're sitting there talking about quality over quantity and time wasting.
I was time time wasting. I was just sort of getting the juices flowing. Like that may not even come in the episode.
It will, because
so now you're gonna now it won't, because now you're gonna look silly.
It will. It will be in the episode. It will be in the episode. I'll make sure it's in the episode.
What are you gonna do? How are you gonna make sure it's in there?
I've got my ways.
You don't.
Well, now that I've mentioned it, it's going to look really weird out of context.
No, I can chop this out of the episode also.
You're not going to do that.
I probably won't.
Yeah, because
all right. Okay. Yes, Ari, well done. We've had a great show. Thank you for making yourself available during the day after a long day's work. Chat, don't forget, join the tipping competition. If you are already a part of ESPN Tips, that means you've been putting your tips in and you want to join the comp, please do. We'll put the link in the description below in this video, maybe in the live chat as well. Ari, see you next week. See you Friday, mate. See you on Friday.
We'll see you on Thursday, probably.
Can we get a photo at the Footy on Friday for next week's show?
Yes, but I have to pick the angle because I know you and your little. I know you and your little games with taking pictures with people shorter than you.
Oh, very, very good. No, we can. Well, we'll be sitting down in our chairs when we take the photo.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. That's also, keep an eye out this Thursday for The Age.
Oh, how's that for a little soft launch?
Soft launch. All right, guys. Peace out. Bye.
See ya.